What's going on, guys? My name is Stefanos. For those of you that don't know, I'm a Forex trader, and what I'm doing here is, this is actually my first YouTube video, so I just thought I'd take you through the way I backtest and the way I gain my experience over time, but I shorten that time by backtesting. So for those of you that don't know what backtesting is, it is going through the charts, going back in time, and guessing exactly what you think is going to happen in the market and erasing anything that's happened in the future and kind of guessing what you think is going to happen. So what I do is I actually use this software called Soft4fx, where it's actually a simulator. It erases all future data. You could go back to any date that you want, as far back as 2003, which wouldn't even make sense. You don't want to do that. But you can go back that far and kind of guess what is going to happen in that year, that month, that day, that session. So I'm going to take you through a trade that I actually just took. I'm actually still in on the simulator. So what I do on the simulator is I treat it like a real session, a real trade. Now, I didn't mention how many pips I got because I'm still in this trade right here. It is still playing. So this is what Soft4fx is. Soft4fx, this is the window that pulls up. All you got to do is drag this onto your chart, and it opens up all these different charts for you on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 30-minute, 15, so on and so on. So it has this window here where you can guess, or not guess, but you can dictate the risk in on that trade. So you can either use lot sizes, and you can do the math on your own, or you can let them use that risk. So I just put 1% right here, and I use kind of a dynamic risk where I'm entering multiple positions with a lower risk, and I'm kind of managing my risk that way. So over here, you have the trades that you took, the history, closed trades, statistics, and right here, this is the trade I'm currently in. This is actually my runner. That's 40 pips in profit. So you also can fast forward in time. I think the key with backtesting and simulating is that you want to do this in real time. You don't want to fast forward and kind of fast forward to a setup that you like and take the trade, then fast forward to see if you're right. That doesn't make sense. You do not want to do that. That's not going to give you the experience of actually being in a trade and having money on the line. Now, this is not real money. This is just demo money. But like I said, I treat every single session that I backtest and every single trade like a real trade with real money. So let's take a look at this trade right here that I took. I actually took sells over here, but I actually used Trello to journal my trades. So if you take a look at right here, I actually journal all my trades through Trello, and I mark, green if I won, red if I lost. But right here is the current trade that I am in. And what I do is I write down my thoughts and everything that goes through that trade. And also I have these, all these screenshots, super detailed, everything in there that I want to learn, because when I go back into my journal and I study these trades, I study these setups, I'm going to be able to go back in time and understand exactly what I was thinking during that trade. What was I thinking before the trade, and why I took the trade, etc. So as you can see right here, what I wrote down for number one is I entered as price past the low of the previous 30-minute candle. Looks like it's ranging, and I lost the previous buys, but it could be a fake out. So right here, the style that I trade, I'm going to be going through more videos like this on how I trade in my style, but this is the first one on how I backtest. So right here on the 30-minute, price broke this resistance up here, closed above resistance, created a high on this wick with a 30-minute candle, came down to retest that resistance, which now became support, and closed bullish with a higher low and a higher high. So I entered as price closed above, price closed with this 30-minute candle right here. I entered, and I ended up getting stopped out. So I took a little time to reflect on that trade. Okay. Then I realized, okay, price is faking out here. And again, I'm going to go through my style of trading in other videos, but this is just backtesting right here. So as this candle, I ended up taking an impulse, and I'll show you the screenshots right here. So right here, 30-minute candle, this is my entry. So as price passed the low of the previous candle on the 30-minute, I ended up entering one position with stops above these candles up here. So if price passes this candle, I know my trade is invalid. So what I'm looking at right here is this 30-minute entry. That's the first picture I take. As soon as I enter a trade, sometimes I even take it before I enter just to see the setup and get a sense of what I'm looking at. So that's the first picture. Then you got the second one. This is actually the 15-minute. So I tried to take pictures of all the other time frames, not all, but you know, the 1 hour, the 15-minute, the 30 minutes, sometimes the 5 minutes, so I get a cleaner entry. But this is actually the 15-minute, and as price passed the low of the 30-minute, that's where I entered. But right here, this is actually the 15-minute. I ended up entering another position as the 5-minute candle was coming up to retrace. How do we see that? We're looking at the 5-minute right now. This candle closed bearish like this, and as this 5-minute candle came up, it already created this low. I'm not going to enter another position right here. What I'm going to do is wait for it to retest. The price created this low in the 5-minute. It retraced, and now I entered that other position. Stops in the same spot, and the take profit in the same spot as well. Now, price ended up retracing like that and pushing down. So this is actually Tuesday, April 23rd at 8:46 a.m. This is the New York session. Towards the end of my session, towards the end of my trading, normally end around 9:30, depending if I got a trade or not. If I see another trade by 11, I might take a trade in between that time too. But so I titled this picture 15-minute stop loss move down as price passed the low. So what I was looking at right here was the stop loss. The original stop loss was right up here. Price pushed down. It made this push down, I believe, like 4 or 5 pips. I'm not going to secure profits yet until it gets to like 8 or 10. So what I do in my way of securing profits is I'll move my stop loss down, not to break even yet, because it could come up and retrace and stop me out and then go in my direction. I'll move it down just a little bit, just to keep myself a little bit safe. Both stop losses right in the same spot. So now, as price made this strong move down on the 30-minute, I ended up closing 9.9 pips in profit, the first position, leaving my stop loss in the same spot. Only because, let's see what time it is. Nope, not that picture, but only because price is starting to react to this, not react to it, but it was starting to approach this area right over here. And we're coming up to the 1 hour close. So you always want to secure profits at before the 1 hour close, because it's always going to wick in the opposite direction or create a top wick, especially with GJ. So the next picture is the 1 hour, just so I know what the 1 hour looks like. Now, this is the 30-minute. Price ended up making this strong push down, rejected, did not care about this area over here, and ended up just pushing right through. This is at 8:59 a.m. So as I said before the 1 hour close, I secure profits. 30-minute time frame, 80% close just at 8:59 a.m. after a huge volume push. So I closed 80% of that other position after closing the original first position, 9.9 pips in profit. So now I have 20% of the runner running, and I end up moving this stop loss that was up here at break even. I move that down to 21, 22 pips in profit. Now, price is actually at 41 pips in profit right now on this chart right here, and it's after 9 a.m. So it's 9:03 right here. So that's all. Those are all the pictures I have right now for this trade, because I'm still in it. You know, price is still running. This is the 30 minutes. So what I can do right here is I'll take this, I'll modify this, or this is the stop loss. That was the entry up here. This is the next stop loss. I'm going to move the stop loss about 32 pips in profit above the previous 30-minute candle. So if it comes up and stops me out, it stops me out in profit. But you know, that's all I got so far. I wanted to kind of take you through how I journal my back testing and kind of what Soft4fx is. It's been a huge help for me. It's expedited my experience, where I have the experience of the true experience of a 10 to 11 month in Forex trader. Now I have the experience of a 2 to 3 year Forex trader, because I have people that have been trading for 2, 3, maybe even 4 years, sometimes 6, that are reaching out to me for help because maybe I understand the market a little bit better and I'm able to help them. Backtesting expedites it shrinks the learning curve, if that makes sense. So, like I said, I just wanted to take you guys through that. It's been a huge help for me. If you guys have any questions at all, reach me on Instagram. I'd love to help you guys out. I'm going to be creating a group as well. But with that, I wish you guys luck. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And look out for some more videos coming out. All right? Have a good one.